Good evening, and welcome to this production of Coriolanus, presented by the Hartwell Players and directed by Tam Dahmen. We would like to acknowledge the traditional owners of the land on which we perform today, the Wiriong and Boonwurrung people of Kulin Nation, and pay respects to elders past, present, and emerging. We ask that you turn your mobile phones off and remain seated during the performance. Coriolanus will run for approximately 2.5 hours, including a 15-minute intermission. Snacks and drinks will be available for purchase from the foyer. And now, enjoy the show.
The patricians good. What authority Sir Phaeton would relieve? If they would but yield the superfluity, while we're wholesome, we might guess they relieved us humanely. But they think we are too dear. The leanness that afflicts us, the object of our misery, is an inventory to particularize their abundance. Our sufferance is a gain to them. Let us revenge this with our pikes, ere we become rakes. For the gods might speak this in hunger for bread, not in thirst for revenge.
Would you proceed especially against Caius Marcius?
Against all criminality.
Consider you what services he's done for his country?
Very well, and could be content to give him a good report for it, but then he pays himself with being proud.
Nay, speak not maliciously.
I say unto you, what he hath done famously, he did it to that end. Though soft-conscious men could be content to say it was for his country, he did it to please his mother. To be partly proud, which he is, even to the altitude of his virtue.
What he cannot help in his nature, you account a vice in him. You must in no way say he is covetous.
If I must not, I need not be barren of accusations. He hath faults with surplus to tire in repetition.
Watch out for these! Though the sun of the city is risen, why we sit waiting here?
Who comes here? Worthy Menenius Agrippa, one that hath always loved the people.
He's one honest enough. It will do all the rest so.
What works my countrymen at hand? Where go you with bats and clubs? The matter, speak, I pray you.
Our business is not unknown to the Senate.
Why, masters, my good friends, mine own countrymen, would you undo yourselves?
We cannot, sir.
We are undone already.
I tell you, friends, most charitable care of the patricians of you, and you slander the helms of state who care for you like fathers when you curse them as enemies.
Care for us! True indeed. They now while their homes crammed with grain. If the wars eat us not up, they will, and therefore the love they bear us. Ugh.
There was a time when all the body's members rebelled against the belly and thus accused it, that only like a gulf did it remain amidst the body, idle and inactive, still coveting the viand, never bearing like labour with the rest, where the other instruments did see and hear, instruct, devise, walk, feel, and mutually participate, did minister unto the appetites and affections of the whole body. The belly answered.
What answer made the belly?
Well, sir, I shall tell you with a kind of smile that ne'er came from the lungs, for look thee, I may make the belly smile as well as speak. It tauntingly replied to the disaffected members, the mutinous parts that envied his receipt for. Even though you most slander those the senators, they are not such as you.
Your belly answer. That kingly crowned head, your vigilant eye, your kingly shoulder, they stead our legs with other pretty helps and muniments. If that they...
I tell you, friend, your most grave belly was dependable and not rash like his accusers, and thus answered. True it is, my incorporate friend, quoth he, that I do receive the general food that you do live upon at first, and fit it is, for I am the storehouse and shop of the entire body. But, if you remember, I send it through the rivers of your blood, to the court, to the heart, to, the seat of the brain, and through the cranks and offices of man, to the stronger nerve, to the, small inferior vein, all receive their natural competency by which they live. And though all at once, you my friends in the belly, mark me,
well.
though all at once cannot see what I do deliver unto each, I can make my order up, for all do back receive from me the flower of all, leaving me but the bran. What say you to it?
It was an answer. How apply you this?
The senators of Rome are his good belly, and you the mutinous parts. For examine their counsels and their cares, digesting things rightly, touching the wheel of the common, you shall find that no public benefit which you receive proceeds or comes but from them to you, and in no way from yourselves. What say you to it, O great toe of this assembly?
I, the great toe. Why, the great toe?
For that, being one of the lowest, poorest, and basest of this most wise rebellion, thou goest foremost. Oh, hail, noble Marcius!
What's the matter? Sensuous rogues that's rubbing the poor itch of your opinion. Make yourselves scabs. Wherever your good word. He that would speak good words today will flatter beneath the pouring. What would you have? You curse who like nor peace nor war. What's their seeking?
For corn at their own rates.
Yes!
Of which they say the city is well stored.
Hang 'em. They vented their complainings, which being answered and a petition given, a strange one to break the heart of generosity and make bold power look pale, they tossed their caps as they would hang them on the horns of the moon, shouting their emulation.
What is granted them?
2 tribunes to defend their vulgar wisdoms of their own choosing. One's Junius Brutus, the other's Sinius Volutus. It will in time win upon power and throw forth greater themes for insurrections arguing.
This is strange.
Go! Get you home, you fragments! Where's High Marcius? Here. What's the matter?
The news is, sir. The Volskis are in arms.
I'm glad. We shall have a means to vent our musty superfluity. See at best, elders.
Marcius, 'tis true you have lately told us the Volskis are in arms.
They have a leader, Tullus of Phidias, that'll put use of it. I sin in envying her nobility, yet were I anything but what I am, I would wish me only she. You have fought together! She is a lion I am proud to hunt.
Then worthy Marcius attended upon Cominius through these wars.
It was your former promise.
It is thy Constance. Slushes, thou shalt again see me strike at Tullus Phidias' face. Art thou still? Stand down.
I will lean upon one crutch and fight with the other. Yes, stay behind this distance. Lead you on.
No Marcius!
Hence to your homes be gone!
Was ever man so proud as this Marcius?
He has no equal.
When we were chosen tribunes for the people.
Marked you his lip and eye.
Nay, but his taunts.
Being moved, he will not spare to gird the gods.
Be mocked the modest move.
The present wars devour him. He's grown too proud to be so valiant.
Ah, such a nature. Tickled with good success, to stay as a shadow.
Indeed, in aught he merit not.
Let's hence and hear how the dispatch is made.
I pray you, daughter, sing or express yourself in a more comfortable sort. If my son were my husband, I should freely rejoice in that absence wherein he won honour than in the embracements of his bed, where he would show most love. When he was but tender-bodied, the only son of my womb, when youth with comeliness plucked all gaze his way, I was pleased to let him seek danger, where he was like to find fame. To a cruel war I sent him, from whence he returned, his brows bound with oak. I tell thee, daughter, I sprang not more in joy at first hearing he was a man-child, than now in first seeing he had proved himself a man.
Then had he died in the business, madam? How then?
Then his good report should have been my son. I therein would have found issue. Hear me profess sincerely. Had I a dozen sons, each of my love alike, and none less dear than thine and my good Marcius, I had rather 11 die nobly for their country than one voluptuously surfeit out of action.
Madam, the Lady Valeria has come to visit you.
Beseech you, give me leave to retire myself?
Indeed you shall not. Methinks I hear hither your husband's drum. See him pluck Phidias down by the hair, as children from a bear, the Volskis shunning him. Methinks I see him stamp thus, and call thus, "Come on, ye cowards! You were got in fear, though you were born in Rome." His bloody brow with his mailed hand then wiping, forth he goes.
His bloody brow, oh Jupiter, no blood!
Away, you fool, it more becomes a man than gilt his trophy. Tell Valeria we are fit to bid her welcome.
Heavens bless my lord from fellow Phidias.
He'll beat Phidias' head below her knee and tread upon her neck.
My lady! Oh, good day to you.
Mwah! Mwah! Sweet madam.
How do you both? You are manifest housekeepers. Oh, what are you sewing here? A fine spot in good faith. How does your little son?
Thank your ladyship. Well, good madam.
He'd rather see the swords and hear a drum than look upon his schoolmaster.
Come. Lay aside your stitchery. I must be paid the idle housewife with me this afternoon.
No, good madam, I were not out of doors.
Not out of doors?
She shall.
Indeed, no, by your patience. Or not over the threshold till my lord return from the wars.
Oh, fie! You can find yourself most unreasonably. You must go visit the good lady who lies in.
I will wish her speedy strength and visit her with my prayers, but I cannot go thither.
Why? I pray you.
'Tis not to save labour, nor that I want love.
Come, you shall go with us.
No, good madam, pardon me, indeed I will not forth.
In truth, La, go with me. And I'll tell you excellent news of your husband.
Very good madam, there can be none yet.
In earnest, it's true. I heard a senator speak it. Thus it is. The Volskis have an army forth against whom Cominius the General is gone, with one part of our Roman power. Your lord and Titus Latius are set down before the city Coriolanus. They nothing doubt prevailing, and to make it brief cause. This is true, on mine honour. And so I pray, go with us.
Give me excuse, good madam. I will obey you in everything hereafter.
Let her alone, lady, as she is now. She will but disease our better mirth.
And Trot, I think she would. Very well then. Oh, come, good sweet lady, pretty Virginia, turn thy solemnness out of doors and go along with us.
No, at a word, madam, indeed I must not. I wish you much merriment.
Well then, farewell.
Yonder comes news. Wait till they've met.
My horse is yours, no?
'Tis done.
Agreed.
Has the general met the enemy?
They lie on you. No one spoke as yet.
So, the good horse is mine.
I'll buy him of you.
No. I'll not sell. nor give him, lend you him I will, for 500 years. Some in the town.
How far off lie these armies?
Within this mile and half.
So we shall hear their alarm. And they eyes! They fear us not that issue forth their city? Now, put your shields before your hearts. More Puritans shields! Come on, my fellows. He that retires, I shall take him for a Volsky, and he will feel mine edge!
If I should tell thee, over this thy day's work, then I must not believe thy deeds. But I'll report it. Where senators shall mingle tears with smiles, the great patricians shall attend and shrug, in the end admire. Where ladies shall be frightened.
General! Here's the scene! With the comparison!
No more.
Hast thou beheld?
No more. Shall not be the grave the undeserving. Rome must know the value of her own.
I have some scars upon me, and they smart to hear themselves remembered.
Should they not? Or might they fest against ingratitude and tempt themselves with death?
I thank you, General, but I cannot make my heart consent to take a bribe to pay my sword. I do refuse it, and stand upon my common part with those that have beheld the doing.
Yeah, marches! 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 Marches!
May these same instruments which you profane never sound more. When drums and trumpets shall in the field prove flatterers, let courts and cities be made all of false face soothing. No more I say, that I have not washed my nose that bled or foiled some debile wretch, which without note is many else have done.
Too modest to you. More cruel to your good report than to us that give you truly. Therefore, be it known, as to us, to all the world, that Caius Marcius wears this war's garland, in token of which my noble steed, known to the camp, I give him with all his trim belonging. And from this time, for he did before Coriolanus, call him with all the applause and clamour of the host, Caius Marcius Coriolanus! Caius Marcius Coriolanus! Caius Marcius Coriolanus!
I'll go wash, and when my face is fair, you shall see whether I blush or no. Howbeit, I thank you.
So, to our tent, where we do repose us. We shall write to Rome of our success.
The town is taken! To be delivered back on good condition. Condition?
I were a Roman, for I cannot, being a Volsky, be that I am. Condition, what good condition can a treaty find in the part that is at mercy? 5 times, Marcius, I have fought with thee. So often hast thou beat me, and wouldst do so, I think, should we encounter as often as we eat. He's mine, or I'm his. Mine emulation hath not that honour in it had, for where I thought to crush him in an equal force, I'll potch at him some way, or wrath, or craft may get him. He's the devil. Bolder, though not so subtle. My valour's poisoned with only suffering stained by him. For him shall fly out of itself. Nor sleep, nor sanctuary, being naked, sick, nor fame, nor capital, the prayers of priests, nor times of sacrifice. Embarkment, all of fury shall lift up their rotten privilege and custom gainst my hate to Marcius. Where I find him, would I wash my fierce hand in his heart. Go you to the city, learn how 'tis held and what they are that must be hostages for Rome.
Will not you go?
I am attendant at the Cypress Grove. I pray you to staff the city mills. Bring me word thither how the world goes, that to the pace of it I may spur on my journey.
I shall, sir.
The augurer tells me we shall have news tonight.
Good or bad?
Not according to the prayer of the people, for they love not Marcius.
Nature teaches beasts to know their friends.
Pray you, who does the wolf love?
The lamb.
I to devour of the hungry plebeians with the noble Marcius.
He's a lamb indeed that bays like a bear.
He's a bear indeed that lives like a lamb.
Well, sir.
Oh, it is no great matter, for a very little thief of occasion would rob you of a great deal of patience. Give your disposition the reins, make you angry at your pleasures if you take it as a pleasure in you being so. You blame Marcius for being proud.
Menenius, you are known well enough too.
You know neither me, yourselves, nor anything. You're ambitious for poor knaves' caps and legs. We're at a wholesome forenoon hearing cause between an orange wife and a faucet seller, then rejoin the controversy of threepence to a second day's audience. How now, fair and noble ladies?
Honourable Menenius.
Mwah, mwah.
My boy Marcius approaches.
Marcius coming home.
I work at Menenius, and with most prosperous approbation.
And is he wounded? He was wont to come home wounded.
Oh, he is wounded. I thank the gods for it.
Oh, so do I too. But if it be not too much brings victory in his pocket, his wounds become him.
On's brows, Menenius. He comes a third time home with the oaken garlands.
And has he disciplined Phidias soundly?
Titus Latius writes they fought, but Ophidius got off.
In troth, there's wondrous things spoken.
Wondrous, I warrant you, but not without his true purchasing.
Gods grant them true.
True!
True, I'll swear they are true. Where was he wounded?
In the shoulder and in the left arm. There will be large cicatrices to show the people when he shall stand for his place. He received in the repulsive Tarquin 7 hurts in the body.
1 in the neck, 2 in the thigh, there's 9 that I know of.
He had, before this last expedition, 25 wounds upon him.
And now it's 27, and every gash is an enemy's grave!
These are the ashes of Marcius. Before him he carries noise. Behind him he leaves tears. Death, that dark spirit in his nervy arm doth lie, which, being advanced, declines, and then men die.
Go Rome! Let all alone Marcius this fight within Coriolanus gates, where he hath won with fame a name to Caius Marcius. These in honour follows Coriolanus. Welcome to Rome, renowned Coriolanus!
Welcome to Rome, renowned Coriolanus!
No more of this, it does offend my heart. Pray now.
Look, sir, your mother.
You have, I know, petitioned all the gods for my prosperity.
Nay, my good soldier, up! My gentle Marcius, worthy Caius, and by deed achieving honour newly named, what is it? Coriolanus, must I call thee? But thy wife.
My gracious silent tale. Wouldst thou had love had I come coffined home that weeps to see me triumph? Such eyes the widows in Coriolanus. Mother's black son.
And now the god crown thee.
I'd live you yet. Dear Lady Pardon.
100,000 welcomes. I could weep, I could laugh. I am light, I am heavy. Welcome.
Ever right. Menenius ever. But your left hand and yours. Here I in our own house do shade my head. The good patricians must be visited, from whom I have received not only greetings, but with them change of honours.
I have lived to see inherited my very wishes and the buildings of my fancy. But there's still one thing wanting, which I doubt not but our Rome will cast upon thee.
Know this, mother, I would rather be their servant in my way than sway with them in theirs.
On! To the capital!
Oh.
are spectacled to see him. Your prattling nurse into a rapture lets her baby cry while she chats him. The kitchen milking pins her righteous locker about her reachy neck, clambering the walls to eye him. Stalls, bulks, windows are smothered up, lets filled and richest horse with variable complexions, all agreeing in earnestness to see him. Sow-shown flamens do press among the popular throngs, and puff to win a vulgar station. All veiled dames commit the war of white and damask in their nicely guarded cheek to the wanton spoil of Phoebes' burning kisses. Such a pother, as if that whatsoever god who leads him were slyly crept into his human powers and gave him graceful posture.
On the sudden I warrant him, consul.
Then our office, during his power, may go sleep.
He cannot temperately transport his honours from where he should begin and end, but lose those he had won.
In that there's comfort.
Doubt not the commoners from whom we stand, but they, upon their ancient malice, will forget with the least cause these his new honours, which that he will give them make I as little question as he is proud to do it.
I heard him swear, were he to stand for consul, never would he appear in the marketplace, nor on him put the napless vesture of humility, nor showing, as the manner is, his wounds to the people, beg their stinking breaths.
'Tis right.
It was his word. Oh, he would miss it rather than carry it, but by the suit of the gentry to him, and the desire of the nobles.
I wish no better than have him hold that purpose and to put it in execution.
'Tis most like he will.
It shall be to him then as our good wills, a sure destruction.
So it must fall out, to him or our authorities. For an end we must show the people what hatred he still hath held them, that to his power he would have made them mules, silenced their pleaders and his property to their freedoms.
This, as you say, suggested at some time when his soaring insolence shall touch the people, which time shall not want. If he be put upon it, that's as easy as to set dogs on sheep, will be his fire to kindle their dry stubble, and their blades shall darken him forever.
What's the matter?
You are sent for to the capital. 'Tis thought the marshes shall be consul.
Let's to the capital, and carry with us ears and eyes for the time, but hearts for the event.
Have with you.
Having determined of the Volskis and to send for Titus Lardius, it remains then this the main point of our after meeting, to gratify his noble service that has thus stood for Rome. Therefore, please you, most reverend and grave elders, desire our present consul and last general in our well-found successors to report a little of that worthy work performed by Caius Marcius Coriolanus, whom we meet here both to thank and to remember with honours like himself.
Speak, good Cominius, masters of the people, we do request your kindest ears and after your loving motion towards the common body to yield what passes here.
We are convented upon a pleasing treaty and have hearts inclinable to honour and advance the theme of our assembly.
Which the rather we shall be blessed to do, if he remember a kind of value of the people than he hath hereto prized them at.
Please you to hear Cominius speak.
Most willingly, but yet my caution was more pertinent than the rebuke you give it.
I shall lack voice. The deeds of Coriolanus should not be uttered feebly. It is held that valour is the chiefest virtue, and most dignifies the haver.
if it be the man I speak of, cannot in the world be singly counterpoised. At 16 years, when Tarquin made a head for Rome, he fought beyond the mark of others, and in the brunt of 17 battles since he lurched all swords of the garland, for this last, before and in Coriolanus, let me say, I cannot speak him home. He stopped the flyers, and by his rare example made the coward turn terror into sport, as weeds before a vessel under sail. So men obeyed and fell below his stem. He was a thing of blood, whose every motion was timed with dying cries. Alone he entered the mortal gate of the city, which he painted with shunless destiny. Aedlus came off, and with a sudden reinforcement struck Coriolanus like a planet. Now all's his, when, by and by, the din of war garn pierced his ready sense. Then straight his double spirit requickened what in flesh was fatigate. And to the battle came he, where he did run reeking over the lives of men, as if 'twere a perpetual spoil. And until we called both field and city ours, he never stood to ease his breast with panting.
Worthy man!
He does but betreat himself with the honours we devise him.
The Senate, Coriolanus, is well pleased to make thee consul.
I do owe them still my life and service.
It remains then that you do go speak to the people.
Beseech you that I may overlook that custom, for I cannot put on the gown, stand naked, and entreat them for my wound's sake to give their suffrage. Please you that I may pass in this doing.
Sir, the people must have their voices, neither will they bate one jot of ceremony.
But they're not to it. Now, go fit you to your custom, and put on as your predecessors have, your honour with your form.
It is a part that I shall blush in acting, and might well be taken from the people.
Mark you that.
To brag unto them, thus I did and thus, to show them my unaching scars, which I should hide, as if I had received them for the hiring of their voices only.
Do not stand upon it. We recommend to you, O tribunes of the people, our purpose to them, and to our noble consul we wish all joy and honour.
To Coriolanus, all joy and honour.
You see how he intends to use the people?
May they perceive his intent. He will require them as if he did contemn what he requested should be in them to give.
Come, we'll inform them of our proceedings here.
Oh, sir, you are not right. Do you not know the worthiest men have done it?
What must I say? I pray, sir. Plague upon it! I cannot bring my tongue to such a pace. Look, sir, my wounds. I got them in my country's service, while some number of your brethren roared and ran from the noise of our own drums.
May the gods, you must not speak of that. You must have them think upon you.
Think upon me! Hang 'em! I would they would forget me like the virtues our divines lose by 'em.
You'll mar all. I'll leave you. Go, speak to him. Pray you in a wholesome manner.
Bid them wash their faces and keep their teeth clean. Here comes a brace. You know, sir, the reason for me standing here?
We do, sir. Tell us, what has brought you here?
Mine own dessert.
Your own desserts.
Aye, not my own desire.
How not your own desire?
Oh, no, sir. 'Twas never my desire yet to trouble the poor with begging.
You must think. If we are to give you anything, we hope to get by you.
Then I pray you, sir, your price for the consul.
The price is to ask for it kindly.
Kindly! I pray you, sir, let me have it. I have wounds to show you. It shall be yours in private. Your good voice, sir. What say you?
You shall have it, worthy sir.
A match. There's an all two worthy voices begged. Have your arms. Adieu.
Oh, this is something odd.
And 'twere to give again, but 'tis no matter.
Pray you now. If it stand with the tune of your voices, I may be consul. I have here the customary gown.
You have deserved nobly of your country, and you have not deserved nobly.
Your enigma!
You have been a scourge to her enemies. You have been a rod to her friends. You have not indeed loved the common people.
You should think me the more virtuous that I have not been common in my love. I will, sir, flatter my sworn brother the people to earn a dearer estimation of them. And since the wisdom of their choice is to have rather my hat than my heart, I will practice the insinuating nod and be off to them most counterfeitly. That is, sir, I will counterfeit the bewitchment of some popular man and give it bountiful to the desirous. Therefore, beseech you, I may be consul.
We hope to find you our friend, and therefore give you our voices heartily.
You have received many wounds for your country.
I will not seal your knowledge with showing them. I will make much of your voices, and so trouble you no further.
The gods give you joy, sir, heartily.
Most sweet voices! Better it is to die, better to starve than to crave the hire which first we do deserve. Why should I, in this wolfish togue, stand here to beg of Hob and Dick who do appear their needless vouchers? Rather than fool it so, let the high office and the honour go to one who would do thus. More voices. For your voices. Oh, for your voices I have fought. Watched for your voices. For your voices bare of scars, some 24 odd. For your voices have done many things, some less, some more. For your voices. But I would be consul.
He hath done nobly, and cannot go without any honest man's voice.
Therefore, let him be consul. The gods give him joy, make him good friend to the people.
Worthy voices!
You have stood your limitation, and the tribune endue you with the people's voice. It then remains in the official marks invested that you do anon meet with the Senate.
Is this done?
The custom of request you have discharged. The people do admit you, and are summoned to meet anon upon your approbation.
May I change these garments?
You may, sir.
And I'll straight do, knowing myself again repair to the Senate House.
I'll keep you company. Will you along?
We stay here for the people.
Fare you well. He has it now, and by his looks methinks 'tis warm at heart.
With a proud heart he wore his humble weed. Will you dismiss the people?
How now, my masters, have you chose this man?
As our voices, sir.
We pray the gods he may deserve your loves.
Amen, sir. To my poor unworthy notice, he mocked us when he begged our voices.
Certainly. He flouted us downright.
No, 'tis his kind of speech. He did not mock us.
Not one amongst us save yourself, but says he used us scornfully. He should have shown us his marks of merit, willing to receive for his country.
Why, he did, I am sure.
No. He said he had maths, which he could show in private.
Did you perceive he did solicit you in free content when he did need your loves? And do you think that his content shall not be bruising you when he hath power to crush?
Have you ere now denied the asker, and now again of him that did not ask but mock bestow your suit for tongues?
He's not confirmed. We may deny him.
And will deny him. I'll have 500 voices of that sound.
I twice 500, and if friends to peace them.
Get you hence instantly, and tell those friends they have chose a consort that will from them take their liberties, make them of no more voice, and dogs that are as often beat for barking as therefore kept to do so.
Let them assemble, and on a safer judgment, or revoke your ignorant election, enforce his pride and his old hate unto you. Besides, forget not with what contempt he wore the humble weed, how in his suit he scorned you.
Repair to the capital!
Thomas Phidias has then made you head.
She had, my lord, and that it was which caused our swifter composition.
So the Volscians stand then but as at first, ready when time shall prompt them to make road upon us again.
They are worn, Lord Consul, so that we shall hardly in our ages see their banners wave again.
So you tell us, Phidias?
On safeguard, she came to me.
Spoke she of me?
She did, my lord.
How? What?
How often she had met you sword to sword? That of all things upon this earth, she hated your person most. That she would pawn her fortunes to hopeless restitution, so she might be called your vanquisher.
At Antium lives she.
At Antium.
I wish I had cause to seek her there, to oppose her hatred fully.
Behold! The tribunes of the people! The tongues of the common mouth!
Pass no further!
Ah! What's this?
It would be dangerous to go on no further.
What has made this change?
The matter!
Have you not passed the noble and the common?
Cominius, no.
Have I had children's voices?
Oh, tribunes, give way.
The people are incensed against him.
Stop are all falling royal.
Are these your herd? Must they have voices that can yield them now and straight disclaim their tongues? What are your offices? You being their mouth, why rule you not their teeth?
Be calm.
Have you not set them on?
Be calm, be calm.
It is a purpose thing, and grows by plot to curb the will of the nobility. Suffer it and live with such as cannot rule, nor ever will be ruled.
Call it not a plot. The people cry you mocked them, and of late when corn was given them gratis you repined. Scandal to the suppliants, for the people called them time-pleasers, flatterers, foes to nobleness.
Why, this was known before.
Not to them all.
Have you informed them, Sir Thence?
How? I inform them.
You are like to do such business.
Not unlike each way to better yours.
Why then should I be consul? By yon clouds, wish me as ill as you and make me your fellow tribune.
You show too much of that for which the people stir.
Let's be calm.
Now, as I live, I will. My nobler friends, I do crave their pardons. As for the mutable, rank-scented many, let them regard me as I do not flatter, and therein behold themselves. I say again, in soothing them we nourish against our senate the cockles of rebellion, sedition, insolence, which we ourselves have ploughed, forsowed, and scattered by mingling them with us, the honoured number, who lack not virtue, no, nor power, but that which they have given to beggars.
Well, no more.
No more words, we beseech you.
How no more? And for my country I have shed my blood, not fearing outward force, so shall my tongue coin words till their decay against these measles which we disdain should tatter us.
You speak of the people as if you were a god to punish, not a man of their infirmity.
Well, we let the people know it.
What, his collar?
Collar! Were I as patient as the midnight sleep, by Jove, 'twould be my mind.
It is a mind that shall remain a poison where it is, not poison any further.
Shall remain. Mark you this Triton of the minnows? Heed you her absolute shall? 'Twas from the cannon.
Come, enough.
Enough with overmeasure.
No. Take more! That which may be sworn by both human and divine. Seal what I end withal. This double worship, where one side does disdain with cause, the other insult without all reason, where gentry, titles, wisdom, cannot conclude but by the yea or no of general ignorance, it must omit real necessity, and give way the while to most unstable slightness. Purpose so barred, it follows that nothing is done to purpose. Therefore, beseech you, pluck out the multitudinous tongue. Let them not lick the sweet which is their poison. Your dishonour mangles true judgment and bereaves the state of that integrity which should become it. Not having the power to do the good it would, for the ill which doth control it.
Has said enough, has spoken like a traitor, and shall answer as traitors do.
Despite overwhelm me!
Manifest treason! Give it household, let it be apprehended. Don't call it people, in whose name myself attach thee as a traitor and illegal. Opposed to the public will, obey, I charge thee, and follow to thine answer.
And all goes, dead, rotten thing, for I will shake thy bones from thy garments!
Help his
On both sides, more respect!
Helps are very poisonous where the disease is violent. Lay hands upon him and bear him to the rock.
No! I will die here! I would they were barbarians!
Be gone! Away!
And stand around me!
Be gone!
I would think 40 of them!
Get you gone!
This man has marred his fortune.
Nature is too noble for this world. He would not flatter Neptune for his trident, nor Jove for power to thunder. His heart's his mouth, and what his chest forges, his tongue must vent, and when angry, he forgets that ever he heard the name of death.
Where is this viper that would depopulate the city and be every man himself?
Worthy tribunes.
He shall be thrown down the Tarpeian rock
Yes!
with rigorous hands. He hath resisted law, and therefore law shall scorn him. Further trial than the severity of the public power which he so sets at naught.
Sir,
Peace!
sir, do not cry havoc when you should but hunt with modest warrant.
Sir, how comes you halt to make this rescue?
Hear me speak. As I do know the consul's worthiness, so can I name his faults.
Consul? What consul?
The consul Coriolanus.
Consul?
If by the tribune's leave and yours, good people, I may be heard, I crave a word or two, that which should cost you no further harm than mere loss of time.
Speak briefly then.
The good gods forbid that our renowned Rome, whose gratitude towards her deserved children is enrolled in Jove's own book, like an unnatural dam, now eat up her own.
He's a disease that must be cut away.
Yes! He's a limb that but has a disease. Mortal to cut it off, to cure it easy. What has he done to Rome that deserves death? The enemies he has killed, the blood he has shed, which I may vouch is more than he has by many an ounce he dropped for Rome. And were he to lose what's left to his country, either those that do it or suffer it, be branded to the end of the world.
This is clean camp.
Merely a right. When he did love his country, it on his head. Yes!
The service of the foot being once gangrene is not then respected for once it was.
We'll hear no more.
Consider this. He has been bred in the war since he could first hold a sword. He is ill-schooled in bolted language. Meal and bran he throws without distinction. Give me leave. I'll go to him and bring him here in lawful place in peace where he shall to his utmost peril.
Noble tribunes, it is the humane way. Your other course will prove too bloody.
Noble Menenius, be you then as the people's officer.
Go not home.
Meet on the marketplace, we'll attend you there, where, if you bring not Marcius, we'll proceed to our first way.
I'll bring him here. Let me desire your company. If he does not come, what is worse shall follow.
Pray, let us to him.
Let them prate all about my enemies. Present me death on the wheel or a wild horse's heels. before, pile 10 hills upon the rock Tarpeian, that the precipitation might down stretch below the beam of sight. Yet will I still be thus to them!
You do the nobler.
I muse my mother to prove me further. I talk of you. Why did you wish me milder? Would you have me false to my nature? Better say I play the man I am.
Oh, sir, sir, sir. I would have had you put your power well on before you had worn it out.
Let's go.
You might have been enough the man you are, with striving less to be so. Lesser have been the thwartings of your dispositions, if you had not shown them how you were disposed, ere they lacked power to cross you.
Let them have!
I am burnt too.
Come, you have been too rough. Something too rough. You must return and mend it.
There's no remedy unless, by not doing so, our good city is cleaved in the midst and perish.
Pray be counselled. I have a heart as little apt as yours, but yet a brain that leads my use of anger to better vantage.
You speak well, noble woman, but before he thus stoop to the herd, the violent fit of the time craves it as a physic to the whole state. I would put mine armour on that I can scarcely bear.
What must I do?
Return to the tribunes.
What then? What then?
Repent of what you have said.
For them! I cannot do it to the gods, and you want me to do it for them.
You are too absolute, though therein you can never be too noble, but when extremities speak. I have heard you say, honour and policy, like unsevered friends in the war, do grow together. Grant that and tell me in peace, which each of them by the other lose if they combine not there.
A good demand.
If it be honour in your wars to seem the same you are not, which for your best end you adopt your policy, how is it less or worse than is your whole companionship in peace with honour as in war? Since unto both it stands in like request.
Why force you this?
Because that now it lies you on to speak to the people. Not by your own instruction, nor by the matter which your heart prompts you, but with such words that are but roted in your tongue, though but bastards and syllables of no allowance to your bosom's truth. Now, this no more dishonours you at all than to take in a town with gentle words, which else will put you to your fortune in the hazard of much blood. I would dissemble with my nature where my fortunes and friends at stake required I should do so in honour. I am in this your wife, your son, these senators, the nobles. And you will rather show our general louts how you can frown and spend a thorn upon them for the inheritance of your love and safeguard of what that want might ruin.
Noble lady, come go with us, speak fair. You may solve so, not as the danger is present, but the loss of what is past.
I prithee now, my son, go to them with this bonnet in thy hand, and, thus far having stretched it, here be with them, thy knee bussing the stones. For in such business action is eloquence, and the eyes of the ignorant more learned than the ears. Waving thy head, which often thus, correcting thy stout heart, now humble as the ripest mulberry that will not hold the handling, or say to them, thou art their soldier, and being bred in broils, has not the soft way which thou dost confess, will fit for thee to use, as they to claim, in asking their good loves, but thou wilt frame thyself, forsooth, hereafter theirs, so far as thou hast power and person.
This but done, even as she speaks, their hearts were yours, for they have pardons being asked as word to little purpose.
I prithee now, go and be ruled,
I've been in the marketplace, and so 'tis fit you make strong party, or defend yourself by calmness or by absence. All's in anger!
Only fair speech.
He must and will. I prithee now. Say you will, and go about it.
Must I go show them my unbarred sconce? Must I, with base tongue, give my noble heart a lie it must bear? Well, I will do it. Yet, were there this single plot to lose, this mould of marshes, they to dust should grind it and cast it to the wind.
Come. We'll prompt you.
I prithee now, my sweet son. As thou hast said, my praises made you first a soldier. So, to have my praise for this, perform a part thou hast not done before.
Well, I must do it! Away my disposition, possess me some harlot spirit. My throat of war be turned, which quiet with my own drum, into a pipe small as a eunuch, or the virgin's voice that babies lulls asleep. The smiles of knaves tinted my cheeks, and the schoolboy's tears take up the glasses of my sight. I will not do it, lest I cease to honour mine own truth, and by my body's action teach my mind a most inherent basis.
Thy choice then! To beg of thee it is mine more dishonour than thou of them! Come all to ruin! Let thy mother rather feel thy pride than fear thy dangerous stoutness, for I mock at death with as big heart as thou. Do as thou list. Thy valiantness was mine. Thou sucked it from me! But oh, thy pride, thyself.
Pray be content. I'm going to the marketplace. Chide me no further.
Do your will.
Away. The tribunes to attend you.
In his point charge him home,
Arm yourself to answer mildly,
that he affects tyrannical power.
for they are prepared with accusations as I hear,
If he evade us here,
more strong than are upon you yet.
enforce him with his envy to the people.
The word is mildly. Let them accuse me by invention. I will answer in mine honour.
Aye, but mildly.
Well, mildly be it then! Mildly!
What will he come?
He is coming.
How accompanied?
With old Menenius and all those senators that always favoured him.
Have you a catalogue of all the voices we have procured, set down by the poll?
I have, 'tis ready.
Have you collected them by tribes?
I have.
Assemble presently the people hither, and when they hear me say it shall be so in the right and strength of the commons, be it either for death, for fine, or banishment, then let them, if I say fine, cry fine, if death, cry death, insisting on your prerogative and power in the truth of the cause.
I shall inform them.
And when such time they have begun to cry, let them not cease but with the din confused to enforce the present execution of what we chance to sentence.
Very well.
Make them be strong and ready for this hint when we shall happen to give it to them.
Go about it. Put him to collar straight. He hath been used ever to conquer, and to have his worth of contradiction. Being once chafed, he shall not be reined again to temperance. Then he speaks what's in his heart, and that is there which looks with us to break his neck.
Well, here he comes.
Calmly, I do beseech you.
Oh, aye, as an ostler, that for the poorest piece will bear the knave by the volume.
A noble wish.
Draw near, you people!
Will I be charged no further than this present? Must all determine here?
I do demand, if you submit you to the people's voices, allow their officers are content to suffer lawful censure for such faults as shall be proved upon him.
I am content.
Lo, citizens, he says he is content. The warlike service he has done, consider the wounds he bears upon his body, which are like graves in the holy churchyard.
Scratches with bronze.
Consider further.
Scars to
when he
move
speaks
laughter
not
only.
like a citizen, you find him as a soldier. I consider his harsher accents as malicious sounds, but as I say, such has become a soldier rather than envy you.
What's the matter? That being passed for consul with full voice, I am that very hour so dishonoured that you just take it off again.
Answer to us.
So 'tis true. I ought so.
We charge you that you have contrived to take from Rome all seasoned office and to wind yourself into a power tyrannical for which you are a traitor to the people.
How traitor!
Nay, temperately, your promise.
The fires in the lowest hell fold in the people. Call me their traitor? Thou injurious tribune. Within thine eyes sat 20,000 deaths. In thy hand clashed as many millions. And in thy lying tongues, both numbers. I would say thou liest unto thee with a voice as free as I do pray the gods.
Not you, this people! We need not put no matter to his cause. What you have seen him do and heard him speak, beating your officers, casting yourselves, opposing laws with strokes, and here to find those whose great power must try him. Even this, so criminal and in such capital kind, deserves the extremest death.
Yes! Since he had served well for Rome.
What prate you of service?
That they know it.
You! Is this the promise you made your brother?
No, I pray you!
I know no further! Let them pronounce the steep Tarpeian death. Vagabond exile, raid, pent to linger but with a grain a day. I would not buy their mercy at the price of one fair word, nor check my courage to have what they can give. To have it would say, good morrow, good morrow.
In the name of the people and the power of our tribunes, we banish him!
Breath I hate, as reek of the rotten fens, whose loves I prize as the dead carcasses of unburied men that do pollute my air. I banish you. Yet here remain with your uncertainty. Let every feeble rumour shake your hearts. Your enemies, with nodding of their plumes, fan you into despair. Have the power still to banish your defenders, until at length your ignorance, which finds not till it feels, making but reservations of yourselves, still your own foes, deliver you as most abated captives to some nation that won you without blows. Despising for you the city Thus I turn my back.
There is a world elsewhere.
The people's enemy is gone!
relieve your tears. A brief farewell. A beast with many heads starts me away. Where's your ancient courage? You used to say that extremity was the trier of spirits. Fill me with precepts that would make invincible the heart of condom. Hey, pretty woman. Oh, what boy. I shall be loved when I am lacked. Oh, Comenius, droop not. Dear. Farewell, my wife. My mother. I'll do well yet. And thou, old and true Menenius, thy tears are salted than a younger man's, and most venomous to thine eyes.
My first son, whither wilt thou go?
Bring me but out a gate. Oh, my sweet wife, my dearest mother, my friend of noble touch. When I am forth, bid me farewell and smile. Where are you now? While I remain above the ground, you shall hear from me still. And never of me aught but what is like me formerly.
Worthily as any ear can hear. Come, let's not wait.
Give me thy hand.
Let us seek humbler after it is done than when it was a-doing.
Bid them home, say their great enemy is gone, and they stand in their ancient strength.
Dismiss them home. Here comes his mother.
Well, let's not meet her.
Why?
They say she's mad.
Take a note of us. Keep on your way.
Oh, you're well met! The haunted plague of the gods requite your love!
Peace, peace, be not so loud.
If I could for weeping, you should hear. Nay, and you shall hear some. Will you be gone?
You shall stay too! I want to have the power to say so to my husband!
Are you mankind?
I fool, is it a shame? No, but this fool was not a man, my father. Hast thou foxshits to banish him that has struck more blows for Rome than thou hast spoken words?
Oh, blessed heaven.
More noble blows than ever thou wise words. And for Rome's good. I tell thee what, yet go. Nay, and thou shalt stay too. I would my son were in Arabia, and thy tribe before him, his good sword in his hand.
What then?
What then? He'd make an end of thy posterity.
Bastards and all. Good man, the wounds that need us bear for Rome.
Come, peace.
I would he had continued to his country as he begun, and not admit himself a noble not he made.
I would he had. I would he had. For sure it's all rebel. Hear this. As far as doth the capital exceed the meanest house in Rome, so far my son, this lady's husband, this. Do you see? Whom you have banished does exceed you all.
Well, we'll leave you.
Take my prayers with you.
Would the gods had nothing else to do but to confirm my curses.
You have told them home, and by my troth, you have cause. You'll sup with me.
Anger's my meat. I'll sup upon myself, and so shall starve with thieving. Come. Let's go. Leave this fate puling and lament as I do. In anger, Juno-like. Come, come, come.
Fair edifices have I for my wars heard groan and drop, and know me not, lest thy wives with spikes or boys with stones in puny battle slay me. Save me, sir.
And you.
Direct me, be thy will, where the great Aufidius lies. Is she an auntie?
She is, and feasts the nobles of the state at her house this night.
Which is her house, beseech you.
This here before you.
Thank you, sir. Farewell.
Wine, wine, wine! What service is here? I think our fellows are asleep. Where's Carter's? My mistress calls for him. Carter!
This is a goodly house. Feast smells well, but I appear not as a guest.
What would you have, friend? Whence are you? Here's no place for you. Pray, go to the door.
I deserve no better entertainment than being Coriolanus.
Whence are you, sir? Pray, get you out.
Away.
Away? Get you away.
Thou'rt troublesome.
Are you so brave? I'll have you talk with the nun.
What fellow's this?
A strange one as ever I looked on. I cannot get him out of the house. Prithee, call my master to him.
Oh, what have you to do here? Pray, avoid the house.
Let me but stand, I will not hurt thy heart.
What are you?
A gentleman.
Pray, poor gentleman. Find some other station. Come on, pray, avoid the house.
Follow thy function. Go and batten on cold bits.
What, you will not? But prithee, tell my master what a strange guest she has here.
Nice shot.
Where dwellest thou?
Under the canopy.
Under the canopy?
Aye,
Where's that?
in the city of kites and crows.
In the city of kites and crows? What an ass it is. Then thou dwellest with doors too?
No, I serve not thy master.
How so? Do you meddle with my master?
Where is this fellow?
Yes, sir. I'll have beaten him like a dog for having disturbing the laws within.
Whence comest thou? What wouldst thou? Thy name? Why speakest not? Speak, man, what's thy name?
Well, a name unmusical to Volscian ears, and harsh in sound to thine.
Say, what's thy name? Thou hast a grim appearance, and thy face bears a command in it. Though thy tackle's torn, thou showest a noble vessel. What's thy name?
Prepare thy brow to frown. Knowest thou me yet?
I know thee not. Thy name?
My name is Caius Marcius, who hast done to thee particularly and to all the Volscians great hurt and mischief. Thereto witness name my surname Coriolanus. The painful services, the extreme dangers and the drops of blood shed for my thankless country are requited but with that surname. A good memory and witness to the malice and displeasure which thou shouldst bear me. Only that name remains. The cruelty and envy of the people permitted by our dastard nobles have devoured the rest and permitted me by the voice of slaves to be whooped out of Rome. And now this extremity brings me to thy hearth. Not out of hope, mistake me not to save my life. For if I had feared death of all the men in the world, I would have avoided thee. But in mere spite, to be full quit of those my banishers, stand I before thee here. Then, if thou hast a heart of wreak in thee that wilt revenge thine own particular wrongs and stop the maims of shame that show throughout thy country, speed thee straight and make my misery serve thy turn. So use it that my revengeful services may prove as benefits to thee, for I will fight against my cankered country with the spleen of all the under-fiends. But if so be thou darest not this, and that to prove more fortunes art tired, then, in a word, I am also longer to live most weary, and present my neck to thee in thy ancient malice, which not to cut would prove thee but a fool. For I have always followed you with hate, drawn turns of blood out of thy country's chest, and cannot live but by thy shame. Unless it be to do thee service.
Oh, Marcius, Marcius, each word thou hast spoke hath weeded from my heart a root of ancient envy. If Jupiter should from yond cloud speak divine things and say 'tis true,
I'll not believe them more than thee, all noble Marches. Let me twine mine arms about that body, where against my grained ash 100 times hath broke, and scarred the moon with splinters. Here I clip the anvil of my sword, and do contest as hotly and as nobly with thy love as ever in ambitious strength I did contend against thy valour. Know thou first, I loved the man I married. Never woman sighed truer breath. But that I see thee here, thou noble thing, more dances my rapt heart than when I first my wedded master saw bestride my threshold. Why? Thou Mars, I tell thee, we have a power on foot, and I had purpose once more to hew thy target from thy brawn, or lose mine arm for it. Thou hast beat me out 12 several times, and I have nightly since dreamt of encounters twixt thyself and me. We have been down together in my sleep, unbuckling helms, fisting each other's throat, and waked half dead with nothing. Worthy Marcius, had we no quarrel else to Rome, but that thou art thence banished, we would muster all from 12 to 70, and pouring war into the bowels of ungrateful Rome like a bull flood or bear. Oh, come, go in, and take our friendly senators by the hands, who now are here taking their leaves of me, who am prepared against your territories, though not for Rome itself.
Thou blessed be gods.
Therefore, most absolute sir, if thou wilt have the leading of thine own revenges, take 1/2 of my commission, and set down as best thou art experienced, since thou knowest thy country's strength and weakness, thine own ways. 1,000 welcomes, and more a friend than an enemy. Yet, Marcius, that was much. Your hand. Most welcome.
What a strange alteration.
Nay, I knew there was something in him. I knew there was something in him. He had that face. I cannot seem to tell me.
He had, looking as it were, would have hanged, but I knew there was something in him that more than I could think.
So did I. I think he's just the rarest man in this world.
All praise, sir. He has as many friends as enemies. And look you, sir, does not while he is in our terms. What they call themselves, look, sir, he's friends in the rectitude.
Why then? We shall have a stirring world again! This is nothing but to increase rust, increase tailors and breed ballad makers.
Let me have war, say I! It exceeds peace as far as day does night.
Aye, and it makes men hate one another.
We hear not of him, neither need we fear him. His remedies are tame in the present peace and quietness of the people, which before were in wild hurry.
We stood to it in good time.
Mwah, mwah.
Is this Menenius?
'Tis he. He's grown most kind of late.
Hail, sir.
Hail to you both.
Your Coriolanus is not much missed, but with his friends.
All's well, and might have been much better if he could have temporised.
Where is he, hear you?
Nay, I hear nothing. His wife and his mother hear nothing from him.
This is a happier and more comely time than when these fellows run about the streets crying confusion.
Caius Marcius was a worthy officer in the war, but insolent, overcome with pride, ambitious, past all thinking, self-loving,
and affecting one's sole throne without assistance.
I think not so.
We should buy this to all our lamentation if he had gone forth consul found it so.
The gods have well prevented it, and Rome sits safe and still without him.
Worthy tribute, the Volskis of two several powers are gathered in the Roman territories, and with the deepest of malice destroys what lies before them.
'Tis Aufidius who, hearing about Marcius' Spanish, would thrust forth her horns once more into the world.
It cannot be the Volskis dare break with us.
Cannot be. We have every example that it can. 3 of the like have been within my age.
Tell not me, I know this cannot be.
Not possible.
The nobles in great earnest are going all to the Senate House. Some news has come that has turned their countenances. It is spoke freely from many mouths that Marcius joined with Aufidius, leads a power against Rome, and vows revenge, as spacious as between the youngest and oldest thing.
The very trick on it.
This is unlikely. He and Aufidius can no more atone than violence as contrariety.
You were sent for to the Senate. A fearful army led by Caius Marcius and assisted by Aufidius rages upon our territories and have already overborne their way and taken all before them.
Oh, you have made good work. Pray now, your news. If Marcius be joined with the Volscians.
He is their god. He leads them like a thing made from some of the deity to nature.
That shapes men better.
But is this true, sir?
Aye. And you look pale before you find another. All the regions do smilingly revolt, and who resist are mocked for valiant ignorance.
And perish constant fools.
Who else can blame him? Your enemies and his find something in him.
We are undone unless this noble man have mercy.
Oh, who shall ask it? The tribunes can't do it for shame. People. They deserve such pity of him as the wolf does of the shepherds. And for his best friends, if they should say, be good to Rome! They charged him, even as those should do that had deserved his hate. And therein shone like enemies.
'Tis true.
You have brought a trembling upon Rome, such as was never so incapable of help.
You have made good work, you and your cry. Shells to the capital.
Oh, aye. Oh, aye. What else? Woo! On to the capital!
It's a regular Friday, really?
I do not like this news.
Nor I.
Let's to the capital. Would half my wealth would buy this for a lie?
Pray you let us go.
All places yield to him ere he sits down, whether 'twas pride, which out of daily fortune ever taints the happy man, whether defect of judgment to fail in the disposing of those chances which he was lord of, or whether nature, not to be other than one thing, not moving from the cask to the cushion, but commanding peace even with the same austerity and garb as he controlled the war. So, our virtues lie in the interpretation of the time. One fire drives out one fire. One nail, one nail. Rights by rights falter. Strengths by strengths do fail. When, Caius, Rome is thine, thou art poorest of all, then shortly art thou mine.
No, I'll not go. You heard what he had said. He called me father, but what of that? Nay, if ye coy to hear Cominius speak, I shall keep at home.
He would not seem to know me.
Do you hear?
Pray be patient, but sure, if you would be your country's pleader, Menenius, your good tongue, more than the instant army, we can make might stop our countrymen.
No, I'll not meddle.
Pray go to him.
What should I do?
Only make trial what your love can do for Rome towards Marcius.
Well, say Marcius return me, as Cominius was unheard. What then?
Yet your goodwill must have thanks from Rome after the measure as you intended well.
I'll undertake it. I think he'll hear me. Yet, to bite his lip and hum at good Cominius much unhearts me.
You know the very road into his kindness, and cannot lose your way.
Good faith, I'll prove him. Speed how it will, I'll e'er have knowledge of my success.
You'll never hear him.
Not?
I tell you, he does sit in gold. His eye red as if 'twould burn Rome. And his injury, the jailer to his pity. I kneeled before him. 'Twas very faintly he said, "Rise." Dismissed me thus, with a speechless hand. What he would do, he sent in writing after me. What he would not, bound to an oath to yield to his conditions. So all hope is vain. Unless his noble wife and his mother, whom, as I hear, mean to solicit him for mercy to his country. So therefore, let us hence. And without fair entreaties, haste them on.
Stand!
Whence I?
Stand and go back!
You guard like men, 'tis well, but by your leave, I am an officer of state, come to speak with Coriolanus.
From whence?
From Rome.
You may not pass. You must return. Our general will no more hear from thence.
You'll see a Rome embraced with fire before you speak with Coriolanus.
Good, my friend, if thou hast heard thy general speak of Rome and of his friends there, it is lots to blanks that my name has touched thy ears. It is Menenius.
Be it so. Go back. The virtue of your name is not here passable.
I tell you, friend, I have ever been the book of his good act, whence men have read his name unparalleled, happily amplified, for I have ever verified my friends, of whom I am chief with all all the sighs that verity would without lapsing suffer. Therefore, fellow, I must have leave to pass. Sirrah, if thy captain knew, I believe he would use me with estimation.
Come, my captain knows you not.
I mean thy general.
My general cares not for you. Back, I say, go! Lest I let forth your half pint of blood. Back! That's the evidence of your having. Back!
The glorious gods sit in hourly synod about thy particular prosperity, and love thee no worse than thy old father Menenius. Oh, my son, thou art preparing fire for us. Look thee, here is water to quench it. I was hardly moved to come, but was assured that none but I could move thee. So I was blown out of your gates with sighs, to conjure thee to pardon Rome and thy petitionary countrymen. The good gods assuage thy wrath and turn the dregs of it upon this varlet here, who like a block has denied my access to thee.
Away.
How away?
Wife, mother, child, I know not. My affairs are servanted to others. Though I do owe my revenge properly, my remission lies in Volscian breasts. We have been familiar. Ingrate forgetfulness shall poison rather than pity note how much, therefore, be gone. Mine ears against your suits are stronger than your gates against my force. This old man, Orphidius, was my beloved in Rome, yet thou beholdst.
You keep a constant temper.
We will, for the gates of Rome tomorrow, lay down our force. My partner in this action, you must report to the Volscian lords how plainly I have borne this business.
Only their ends you have respected. Stopped your ears against the general suit of Rome. Never admitted a private whisper. No, not with such friends that thought them sure of you.
This last old man, whom with a cracked heart I have sent back to Rome, loved me above the measure of a father, nay, guarded me indeed. Their latest refuge was to send him. Fresh suits and embassies, nor from the state, nor private friends will I hereafter lend ear to.
Lord and husband.
His eyes are not the same I wore in Rome.
The sorrow that delivers us thus changed makes you think so.
With no softer cushion than the flint, I kneel before thee, and unproperly show duty, as mistaken all this while between the child and parent.
this.
Thou art my warrior. I hope to frame thee. Do you know this lady?
Dear Valeria.
This is a poor epitome of yours, which by the interpretation of full time may show like all yourself. Your knee, Sarah.
That's my brave boy.
Even he, your wife, this lady and myself are suitors to you.
Pray now, peace.
Should we be silent and not speak? Our raiment and state of body would bewray what life we have led since thy exile. Think with thyself, how more unfortunate than all living women are we come hither? Since at thy sight, which should make our eyes flow with joy, hearts dance with comforts, constrains and weep, and shake with fear and sorrow, making the mother, wife, and child to see, the son, the husband, and the father, tearing his country's bowels out. For myself, son, I purpose not to wait on fortune till these wars determine. If I cannot persuade thee, rather to show a noble grace to both parts than seek the end of one, thou shalt no sooner march to assault thy country than to tread, trust to it thou shalt not, on thy mother's womb that brought thee to this world.
Aye, and mine, that brought you forth this boy to keep your name living through time.
You shall not tread on me. I'll run away till I'm bigger, but then I'll fight.
Not of a woman's tenderness to be, requires nor child nor woman's face to see. I have sat too long.
Nay, go not from us! If it were so, that our request did tend to save the Romans, thereby to destroy the Volskis, whom you serve, then you might condemn us as poisonous of your honour. No! Our suit is that you reconcile them. While the Volskis may say this mercy we have showed, the Romans this we received, and each in either side give thee all hail to thee and cry, be blessed for making up this peace. Thou knowest, great son, the end of war's uncertain. But this certain, that if thou conquer Rome, the benefit which thou shalt thereby reap is such a name whose repetition will be dogged with curses, whose chronicle thus writ, the man was noble, but with his last attempt he wiped it out, destroyed his country, and his name remains to the ensuing age abhorred. Speak to me, son. Why dost not speak? Think'st thou it honourable for a noble man still to remember wrongs? Daughter, speak you. He cares not for your tears. Speak thou, boy. Perhaps our childishness will move him more than can our reasons. There's no man in the world more bound to his mother, yet here he lets me prate like one in the stocks. Thou hast never, in thy life, shown thy dear mother any courtesy when she Poor hen, fond of no second brood, has clucked you to the wars and safely home, loaden with honour. Say my request unjust, and spurn me back. But if it be not so, thou art not honest. And the gods will plague thee that thou restrainst from me the duty which to a mother's part belongs. He turns away. Down, ladies. Let us shame him. Shame him with our knees. To his surname, Coriolanus longs more pride than pity to our prayers. Down, an end. This is the last. So we will home to Rome and die among our neighbours. Nay, behold us! This boy that knows not what he would have, but kneels and holds up hands for fellowship, does reason our petition with more strength than thou hast to deny it.
Mother, what have you done? The heavens do ope, the gods look down at this unnatural scene they laugh at. Mother. Mother. You have won a happy victory for all. But for your son, believe it, oh believe it, most dangerously you have with him prevailed, if not most mortal to him. But let it come. Let it come. Though I cannot make through wars, I'll friend convenient peace. Now, your Phidias, were you in my stead, would you have heard of mother less? Granted less.
I was moved with all.
I dare be sworn you were. What peace you'll make, advise me. For my part, I'll not to Rome, I'll back with you. Pray to you stand to me in this action. Mother, wife. We will drink together, and you will bear a better witness back than words, which we on like conditions will have counterfeit. Ladies, ladies, you deserve a temple built you. All the swords in Italy and her confederate arms could not have made this peace.
Behold our patroness, the light of Rome. All your tribes together, praise the gods. Light fires triumphant and strew flowers before them. Repeal the noise that banished Camini, that banished Marcius. Welcome him with the welcome of his mother, and cry, welcome ladies, welcome.
Go tell the lords of the
the city, I am here. Deliver them this paper. Having read it, bid them repair to the marketplace where I, even in theirs and in the common ears, will vouch the truth of it.
How is it with our general?
Even so, as with a man by his own arms empoisoned and with his charities slain.
Most noble sir, if you do hold the same intent wherein you'd wish us parties, would relieve you of your great danger.
Sir, I cannot tell. We must proceed as we do find the people.
The people will remain uncertain whilst twixt you there's difference. But the fall of either makes survivor heir of all.
That I would have spoke of. Being banished for it, he came unto my hearth, presented to my knife his throat. I took him, made him joint servant with me, gave him way in all his own desires, nay, let him choose out of my files his projects to accomplish. My best and freshest men served his designments in mine own person, hoped to reap the fame which he did end all his, and took some pride to do myself this wrong. Till at last, I seemed his follower, not partner, and he waged me with his countenance as if I had been mercenary.
So he did, my lord. The army marvelled at it, and in the last, when he had carried Rome and he had looked for no less spoil than glory.
There was it, for which my sinews shall be stretched upon him. As a few drops of women's rheum, which are as cheap as lies, he sold the blood and labour of our great action, therefore shall he die. And I'll renew me in his fall.
Therefore, at your vantage, he express himself, or move the people with what he would say.
Say no more, here come the lords.
You are most welcome here.
I have not deserved it, but, worthy lords, have you with heed perused what I have written to you?
We have.
And grieved to hear it. What faults he made before the last, I think might have found easy find. But there to end, where he was to begin, and give away the benefit of our levies, answering us with our own charge, making a treaty where there was a yielding, this admits no excuse.
He approaches, you shall hear him.
Hail, lords. I am returned, your soldier. No more infected with my country's love than when I parted hence, but still subsisting under your great command. You are to know that prosperously I have attempted, and with bloody passage led your wars even to the gates of Rome. We have brought us spoils back home. We have made peace with no less honour to the Antiochs than shame to the Romans. And we here deliver, subscribed by the patricians and the consuls, together with the seal of the Senate, what we have compounded upon.
Read it not, noble lords, but tell the traitor in the highest degree he hath abused your powers.
Traitor.
I, traitor, Marcius.
Marcius!
I, Marcius, Caius Marcius, dost thou think I'll grace thee with that robbery, thy stolen name Coriolanus in Coriolanus? You lords and heads of states, perfidiously he has betrayed your business, and given up for certain drops of salt your city Rome, I say your city, to his wife and mother, breaking his oath and resolution like a twist of rotten silk, never admitting counsel of the war, but at his nurse's tears he whined and roared away your victory.
Hearest thou, Mark?
Name not the god, thou boy of tears! No more!
Measureless liar! Thou hast made my heart too big for what contains it. Girl. Slave. Forgive me, lords. 'Tis the first time ever I was forced to scold. Your judgments, my grave lords, must give this cur the lie, and her own notion, who wears my stripes upon her, who must bear my beating to her grave, shall join to thrust the lie unto her.
Peace, both. Hear us speak.
Tear me apart, Volskis! Boys and lads, stain all your edges on me. Girl, false hound, if you have writ your annals true, 'tis there, that like an eagle in a dovecote, I fluttered your Volskians at Coriolanus. Alone, I did it, girl!
I know what lot will you be put in mind of his blind fortune, which was your shame, by this unholy braggart for your own eyes and ears!
Peace! No outrage!
My noble masters, hear me speak. Oh, Tullus.
Thou hast done indeed. What valor will we?
Tread not upon him. Masters, all be quiet.
Put up your swords. My lords, when you shall know, as in this rage provoked by him you cannot, the great danger that this man's life did owe you, you'll rejoice that he is thus cut off. Please it, your honours, to call me to your senate. I'll deliver myself your loyal servant, or endure your heaviest censure. Bear from hence his body, and mourn you for him. Let him be known as the most noble corpse that ever herald did follow to his urn.
Her own impatience takes from Orphidius a great part of blame. Let's make the best of it.
struck with sorrow. Beat thou the drum that it speak mournfully. Trail your steel pikes. He shall have a noble memory.